All right, there we go. We got our recording going here. It is July 25th. So we're well through I guess this is our second summer month here. Anyway, hey, Mr. Joe, good to see you back in the program, back in the wheelhouse. Got quite a few new signups in the last few weeks. So welcome anybody that's new. Welcome back in for all of you that are returning. And we got some pretty cool stuff to go over today. I've been very busy over the last month or so creating. And you guys, I think we talked about Franken AI last week or maybe the week before. Um, and Quantum is the new one that I've been working on. And Quantum is basically, it's the AI for ACT. So I'm in the process of redoing ACT right now. Because for most of you that went through it, you know how much work that is to go through the program. It's a lot of analysis. And unless you do that analysis, the rest of the program really doesn't work. It's like if you're creating, if you're in the creation mode, which is the C, that's the middle letter in ACT, if you're in there and you haven't done your analysis, you're just going to spin your wheels because all of your creation needs to be based on analysis. Like none of that stuff just comes out of your head. It comes out of the analysis that you've done in your market. So that I think has been the biggest challenge for everybody going through the ACT program is doing that initial analysis, figuring out like who your market really is, who's the most profitable segment of your market, and who are the real people that you're going to sell to be very lucrative. So that has been the biggest challenge, I think, for everybody. And if you don't figure that out and you go into creation mode and you start creating your sales materials, you're creating your websites, you're creating your emails, all of your sequences, and you're not focused on who you really want to sell to, you're not going to sell anything to anybody. If you do, you're just lucky. So, one of the things that I train over in Alignable, it's like a lot of people get in there and they just want to market to everybody. And Sue and I do a lot of trainings in there about avatar and ideal customer and all that. And one of the things we say is if you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. Nobody's going to listen to that messaging. So getting that stuff all figured out is really, really important. So to try and eliminate some of that frustration for everybody, I have leaned toward AI. AI is like the biggest revolution to this business since the beginning. And it is really a powerful, powerful tool. It's not very well understood by most. Most people get Chat GPT. They get, okay, I can ask it to do something for me and it will do it. The problem with that is you're asking it mediocre questions. And guess what you're going to get when you do that? You're going to get mediocre answers. And I see this all the time. This is the telltale sign. If you guys look at your email, actually open some of the emails that you don't know who they're from. And instead of just throwing them in the trash, next time you go in your email, open a couple of them up. I bet you 90% of them will start with this sentence. I hope this email finds you well. Any email that opens up with, I hope this email finds you well, is AI. That is somebody that did not know what to ask. It just said, write me an email. If you say, write me an email, I can almost guarantee you that email is going to start off with, I hope this email finds you well. There's a very big difference between a robot and a person, a real person. A robot speaks, I hope this email finds you well, because it doesn't understand human nuance. We don't speak that way. When was the last time you wrote an email that said, I hope this email finds you well? Bullshit. Never. You never wrote that. So if you are asking that of your AI, write me an email, and it's writing that crap and you're sending it to your customers, you might as well just go get a gun and just shoot yourself in the foot, because that's what you're doing. You need to figure out how to actually communicate with the AI to get it to do what you need it to do. And with ChatGPT, ChatGPT is a generic AI. It's for generic stuff. It's great. I mean, it'll answer questions on almost anything you could think of. I had a boat mechanic on my boat. He was working on one of the turbochargers, and there was something about it he wasn't familiar with. And I said, well, let's ask Perplexity. So I opened up my computer, asked it, and it gave him the exact instructions on how to fix the thing. It was incredible. But we were very specific. We didn't just say, how do you fix a turbocharger? We gave it the actual one that we were talking about and what we were looking at and what we needed to do and all of that. So we were very specific about the question. We got a very specific answer. If we would have said, how do you fix a turbocharger? It probably would have gotten one off of a car, not off of a boat. And it would have given us generic garbage information that we couldn't use. Just like when you say, write me an email. It's going to write you a garbage junk email, and it's going to damage you. When your customers look at that email or your prospects look at that email, you are not somebody they want to do business with. You didn't take the time to figure out what was important to them and speak to them in a manner that they want to be spoken to. The AI can do all of this. It's in how you communicate with it. And that's been, everybody's trouble and frustration since the beginning with AI is they don't know how to speak to it. So the first thing that I always try and do is tell it who I want it to be. Because if you don't want just generic information. Like if somebody is going to write you an email, you don't want to just go to a third grader and say, hey, write me an email. And that's what you're doing when you do that. If you don't tell the AI who it is and you position it for how you want what you're asking for, you're going to get the third grader. So, the AI has access to all the information in the world. And we all know that 90% of the information out there is crap. It's just personal opinion, it's garbage, and that's what the AI is being trained with. So generically, it's loaded with 90% of crap. And that you don't want it using that information to write your email. So the way to filter out the crap is to tell it who it is. So you start off with, you are a marketing specialist or whatever you need it to be. Tell it who it is. Tell it it's the best of the best in what it does. Like, if you're a marketer and you need marketing information, you don't want to just tell it you're a marketer. You want to tell it you are one of the top marketers at the best ad agency in the world. You do major campaigns. Your success ratios is in the high 90 percentile. I call upon you today to help me market XYZ. Now, all of a sudden, you've eliminated all the bogus opinions out there, and it's going to get its information and its training from the top of the top. So when it's doing the work for you, now it's working as that person, not as a third grader that had a bunch of crap piped into its head of everyone else's opinion. Right? Does that make sense? So telling it who it is before you ask it something is very important. The more you can wrap it with your training before you ask it to output, the better off you'll be. So in your prompts, when you're writing, this is called a prompt. When you're communicating with AI, you're using what's called a prompt. And it's basically just you're typing out what you want. It's a script. And you don't have to get fancy with this. When I do my prompts, I don't worry about good grammar. I don't worry about English. I don't worry if the spelling is correct. I'm just literally throwing up on the thing. I'm just throwing it out. It doesn't have to be even in a logical order. I don't care. It doesn't need it in a logical order. It can assimilate massive amounts of data in the flash of an eye. Can take everything I just told it, figure out what I want, and then do it instantly. So you don't have to nitpick with it. When you're writing your prompts, you don't have to make them grammatically correct. Just do it. But be very specific. So like this week, I used AI to actually help me. I told it I needed help as a product developer. I said, I'm developing a product and I need your assistance in creating and naming the tools. And I told it I'm creating a suite. I gave it a lot of background information. I gave it a lot of background, and I can show you like what I did here. I think I've got it up here still. Okay, let me share the screen. So this is Perplexity. And like I said, ChatGPT is a generic bot. It's good for generic stuff. Perplexity is a little better for business. So if you're doing business stuff, I would recommend Perplexity. So here's the way I started the prompt out. It says, I need help with product development for my company. Company is called Internet Dominators. It provides, and I went on and on and on. I gave it a lot of data here. And then I asked it, instead of putting it to work, I did not put it to work yet. I asked it right here, what else do you need to know to be of assistance to do this? I want to know if I missed something. I want to know if this thing needs more background, more information, whatever, to do the best job that it can possibly do. So after all the history and all that, that's what I asked it. So I said down here toward the end, I said, so we need help with the product development for this new AI suite to be an upsell for ACT members to really boost their success, creativity, and productivity. What else do you need to know to be assistance of this? And then it gave me the answer. And then it said, an understanding of current offerings. And it's basically telling me what it thinks. So it basically, from what I gave it, it's giving me to make sure that we have an understanding now of what I'm asking it and what it understands. So here it's basically recommending proposed AI products, AI graphics designer, AI copywriter, AI headline generator, AI offer creator, ad creator, campaign builder, integration with the ACT program. So that was its recommendation from a product development standpoint. And I said, okay, so here's a list of tools we've developed for the suite of tools. And I gave it a list of what we have on the plate. And then here I said, this ends the list of tools in the suite. Now we need your assistance coming up with unique and creative names and descriptions for each of them. We also need a prompt to create an icon tile to represent each tool. Please do not feel as if you have to follow or even include any of the provided tool names, as they are just to identify what we have come up with, and we need you to actually name them to represent our brand. So the goal and idea is to make this suite of AI tools very powerful and irresistible to the prospects, so they feel they will be at a serious disadvantage if they do not have this suite of tools. In fact, they will be helpless and vulnerable to their competition, taking their market share and driving them out of business if they do not leverage the power of AI. So see, I'm telling it even like the emotion behind it that I want. So anyway, please feel free to ask for any further information to assist you. Now go to work. So there's my command. Now go to work. And it says, certainly, let's start by naming the suite of tools. So it's got Dominator AI Suite, the Dominator, and then it talks about description for the set. And then it's got individual tools. So it's renaming my tools. So then I looked at that, and naturally I wasn't happy with it. So I told it what I like, what I don't like. I like the angle of Dominator AI Suite, but the product names lose clarity as to what they actually do. Example, brand vision is for making header images of banners called hero images that represent the brand. But I think there would not be any correlation to that with the name brand vision. So I'm correcting it. Also, I really like the idea of mega power like quantum, the idea of the power of quantum computing. Please take another run through trying to do better at naming the individual tools and not lose sight of what they actually do. It should be obvious what each one does. So you don't have to take what it gives you at face value. You look at it, you evaluate it, and you improve upon it.
John,
rather than
I have a question, John.
Okay, go ahead, Jim.
You're on a roll. Sorry to say.
No problem.
So I use a tax AI tool, and then I started using Perplexity, and I started comparing them. What do you do? Do you compare these different AIs?
Normally not. I don't really care about comparison. I just care that I get what I want. And you can get I don't really think it matters too much which one you use, as long as you figure out how to talk to it. Like if it doesn't give you what you want, correct it. I've just found that Perplexity is doing the best job for what I like to do. I've tried this with ChatGPT, and I have to work a lot harder at it. So anyway, here's the next round, and it actually apologized for the lack of clarity. So it went back to work, and it said the Quantum Dominator AI Suite, and then Quantum Hero. So it did a better job at renaming them, but it started throwing quantum into everything. Or it was way overdoing the quantum. And I'm like, that's not what I had in mind. So I said, let's change it to Dominator Quantum AI Suite. I feel like we have used the word quantum too many times in the naming of the tools. I don't want it to feel boring or so similar. So again, it says understood. I'll revise the suite and name the tools better. So I went back and forth with the thing because I wasn't really excited about what I was seeing. So I kept on hammering on. So I say here, we seem to have taken one step forward and two steps back. Seems like we were working too hard just coming up with ridiculous stuff now. That is words that make no sense in order. So I'm just correcting it. I just keep correcting it. And again, it apologizes and it goes back. And it's starting to refine the stuff, getting it a lot closer to what I actually had in mind. And again, I could have just come up with these names on my own, but I'd have been here for a couple of days doing it. And with this, all of what you're seeing here happened within about 15 minutes. This is a lot of data in 15 minutes that both went in and came out. So, and what I noticed was I was seeing some of the stuff I liked in the first version. Some I liked in the second, some I liked in the third. So I wanted the ability to use my intellect to combine them. So what I did was after I got down here, let's see. Yeah. Answer.
John, one of the
Okay.
things, John, one of the things that seems really interesting is what it's only a slightly different venue, but you're doing what every marketer has to do. You make your first shot, you take your first guess, you iterate, you update, you upgrade, you correct. This is just the same stuff. You're just doing it faster. I mean, this is amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about effective communication. It's all about iteration. It's all about fine tuning. It's all about, starting with that block of marble and chipping away everything that ain't it. And you're just doing it much faster, which is brilliant. And it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm working with dynamite right now. I'm chipping the mountain away with dynamite. So here I said, can you combine all the options for comparison to make it easy for me to reference everything that you've come up with? Example, start with my original tool name and description, followed by your answers from each output above. This saved me a monster amount of time because what I had originally done was I copied the whole thread and I put it into Word, and I was trying to do this myself. And I'm like, oh, hell no, what am I doing? I've got a machine here. So I came back and I asked it this, and it did just that. It chunked it in, I put it in a Word document, and then I could just erase, erase, erase. And what I came up with was this Word document. So it had the Dominator Quantum AI suite, the description, and then I was able to pick the name I wanted, like Hero Image Pro. And then there's the description of it. And then the ad showstopper and the description, the act imager, the AI video genesis. So now I've got all my names, all my descriptions, and I also notice I have the prompts to create the images. So from there, I was able to create the images and bring the software to life with the images. So there's the Hero Image Pro, the Ad Showstopper, the Act Imager. So all of these tools now, and keep in mind, this is in beta mode. This thing is not complete yet, but this is what I'm working on to roll out for the ACT members. In like benefit stacks, we talk about stacking benefits. That's going to make your benefit stack. The hook magic, this is the big idea. How would you like to have a machine now to figure out your big ideas? Here's email genius. There's a brain coming out of an envelope to write your emails. An FAQ wizard to write your FAQs. Blogmaster, if you want something to write your blog posts. Jim, I know you've spent a lot of time writing blog posts. Here it's point and click. Here we've got smart site builders. This will build an interactive site for you in a couple of clicks. Here's a simple site. Somebody on here makes simple, easy websites. This will make the websites for you. Simple, easy. This will build out your funnel. This is for e-commerce. This actually takes your e-commerce pages, because this is where most people blow it in e-commerce. They just put the name of the product, the price, and a crappy little description that's not going to sell anything. This thing will take all your products, rename them if it needs to be renamed, and write you a decent description that will actually sell the product and SEO optimize it. There's a bonus builder. This will build your bonus stack. So all of this stuff is going to be available very, very soon. And like, for instance, the Act Imager, this is an image creation tool. So I just put in here, give me a tiger playing golf. And it put that out. So I could say, a chicken
with its head cut off.
playing soccer. Let's do a chicken playing soccer. We'll turn on the photo art director. And I mean, you could put literally anything you want in here as the prompt. I was actually taking the prompts to create those icon images, and I was just putting that in here and it was creating the icon images for me. So there's your chicken playing soccer. I mean, how cool is that? It will create you an image for anything you want, and it gives you a rating system here. If you don't like this chicken, give it a 1 and hit go again, and it knows you didn't like that one, so it'll make you something totally different.
That chicken looks far too fake. I'll show you real chickens look like. They're beat up.
So tell it you want a ratty chicken. So it's that easy. Now this one here, AI Video Genesis. This thing will take a website and turn it into a video. If you've got a sales page, it'll read your website and turn it into a video. So let's just take,
Go ahead, go ahead. Use one of mine, John. Use one of mine. Come on.
I'm going to take acquisitionair.com. Now I'm going to pick, like, do I want a sales video, an announcement video, random facts? Let's make a sales video. And then under advanced settings, you know, do we want it photorealistic? We can upload a logo. So let's see if I've got a logo here. I'm pretty sure I do. So let's put that guy in there. You can do scroll stopping, which is like crazy stuff, or photorealism. Let's do scroll stopping. We'll use Adam's voice. I know you guys have heard Adam. He's a marketer. We'll use pop music. We'll turn the music way down low. Turn his voice way up high. Oh, this is something, transcript effect. You can highlight the words as they're said. This has a very high impact on marketing to keep people's attention. So it's built right in. Slide animation. You can do all kinds of stuff here. You can do portrait or landscape. Let's do landscape. And I mean, how long did it take me to do that? 2 minutes. Now we're going to create the video. So it says this thing's going to take about 8 minutes to create the video, but think about it. It's going out, it's going to read the entire page, it's going to analyze it, it's going to write a sales script for it, it's going to create all the images, it's going to create video clips, it's going to create motion graphics, it's going to take the script and create a voiceover, it's going to put all this together into a video in about 8 minutes. I mean, how cool is that? So we'll let this thing run. Does anybody have any questions about this? All these tools are like put together in one, because here's what I've had to do. I've had to go buy tool after tool after tool to get all the stuff I need. And then it's like you got 10 different logins and you got all these tools that you're paying for. And this is just all in one nice little bundle. This is all the stuff that I need and all the stuff that I use and all the stuff that I want. So it's kind of like my dream wish list.
I have a question, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I'm an accountant. How much is this going to cost us?
It's going to be a total bargain.
It's tax deductible, right, Joe?
It's gonna probably cost you less than one tool that you're using. Like for ACT members that are already paying $30, it's probably going to be $20 a month.
Oh my God.
For everything.
That's outrageous.
So my goal here, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute. I am going to use this as part of my flywheel. You know, we've been talking about spooling up, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to walk you through my thought process of how I'm going to spin my business up in the next 6 months. Remember, we said we had 6 months till the end of the year. I am going to show you what I'm going to do that's going to just knock your socks off when you see how effective it is and how much I make between now and the end of the year by doing it. And it's totally flywheel related. And I'm going to show you, I've got a pyramid graphic. In fact, let's just look at that right now while we're talking about it. So in a pyramid, you want to put your products into these levels. And your most expensive product goes up here in the top. Now, the least people are going to buy that. You get that, right? That's going to be the least sales you make, but it's going to be the most profitable. How do you get enough people? How do you get more people to buy up here? It's from the people you put in down here. The person that comes in here is going to buy something and like it and want more. And then they're going to buy the next thing and they're going to like it and want more. And some drop off. So there's less and less as you go up the pyramid. So in my flywheel down here, I'm going to use the Franken AI product. And I'll show you that after we do this video. Once this video comes up, I'll pull up Franken AI and I'll show you what that tool is. That tool is developed. I'm using it as a free giveaway. I'm going to give the software away for free. It's called Franken AI. It's a social media tool. And just like what we just did to create that video, you do the same thing. You give it your website and it will create your whole social media campaign for a year and auto post the shit out every day for a year. As many platforms as you want. It'll do Facebook, it'll do Instagram, it'll do Twitter, it'll do LinkedIn, it'll do Reddit, all of them. It's free. I'm giving it away for free. How many people do you think are going to take me up on that offer? A lot. Because social media is what everybody thinks they want. They think they need that. Everybody, every marketer, every business owner, they're like, I gotta have social media. I gotta have this. They have no idea how to do it, nor do they want to work that hard. So Franken AI is the perfect free thing to offer them to say, let me do your social media for you for free. It'll take you like 10 minutes to set it up, and then you got a year's worth of social media for free. How many hands are going to go up in the room? Like all of them? And what do you think that's going to do to my mailing list?
It'll boost it immensely.
That's going to give me an absolute shitload of people in the bottom of this pyramid, right? What do you think they're going to get offered next? They're going to get offered Quantum to do all their marketing for them. For as an incentive for ACT members, they're going to get Quantum for $20. If you're not an ACT member, it's going to be $49.95. So you might as well buy ACT, and basically you're going to get ACT for free. Do you think maybe I could put 1,000 people? If I give this thing away to 50,000 people, do you think maybe I can get 1,000 of them in here at $50 a month? That's $50,000 a month from giving something away for free and then giving a really high value, low cost thing to a lot of people. I'm going to add $50,000 a month, right? And then what do they get next? They're going to get the SEO program. You see how my flywheel is spinning up at a rapid rate now? Then what do you think they're going to get up here? At some point, they're going to get acquisition air. Acquisition air is going to be the top of the funnel, or actually acquisition air will be in this piece of the funnel This piece here will be mastermind things on my boat for people that want to spend a bunch of money and go hang out at sea and do cool stuff.
When you bring that boat to Houston, so I can go on it.
I'll probably just buy one there.
Because we don't want me to get on an airplane and come to California to get on your boat when I won't get on an airplane to go to somebody else's conferences.
So you see how this works, how the pyramid works, how the flywheel works.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what the flywheel looks like. So it starts out, let me move my thing. So you start out, oh, there we go. You start out up here with strangers. This is where you got to have a big idea. You've got to attract them in. That's the hardest part of getting the flywheel rolling, is right here. Once you attract them in, you give them something free, you're starting to engage them. You've attracted them, now you're engaging them, now you're turning them into prospects. In your engagement, you should be delighting them where you're turning them into customers. As you delight them, you turn them into promoters, which are your affiliates, your referrals. Now, what happens here is the promoters now invite new strangers. So now all of a sudden, you don't even have to do this anymore. You had to do this once. If you do this right, you have to work really hard here to get the flywheel turning, and then it runs on its own. So you work really hard to get these initial strangers in, attract them in, engage them, turn them into customers, delight the shit out of them, turn them into promoters. So not only are you providing good value and good service, you're giving them an opportunity to make money just by referring you. And then they spin your flywheel up even faster. And guess what happens to the new ones? They do the same thing and they become promoters. And the wheel keeps turning. Once you get it going, it's on autopilot. So this is more of a visual. I wanted to show you guys a visual because I know some of you didn't get it. I talked about this, but I know it wasn't, I could see there was some eyes that still weren't getting it. I think here you got it now. This is the flywheel in action. This is how it works. The pyramid, this is what you fill it with. This is our attractor, social media. It's what everybody wants. Their eyes are already on it. I'm not going to have to work very hard. Then I'm going to engage them, delight them, get them to promote me, and the flywheel starts and goes. So that's the whole big picture all painted out. We are still creating the video here. Results available soon. So that's still cooking. So while that's doing it, let me show you Franken AI.
John,
Yes.
may I?
Yes, go ahead, Henry.
While we get to this, on the suite itself, is it automated where you have a particular project and you start it from one particular tool, and automatically it just, on a chain motion, go through every single one of the other tools and spit out something at the end with all of them?
It does not. It does not do that. They're all very fluid tools. You can use them for anything you need to.
Do you think at one point or another that you potentially will have that automation done from one tool to the other per project?
I won't do that because that's too confining for somebody to do that. They would have to do everything to do anything. And I don't want to hog tie anybody to that. But what I will do is I'll move the order of the tools into a logical order.
Yes.
Where somebody could come in and say, okay, just follow the tools, just follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah, I think that was my thinking process in the sense because people would have the tendency to get lost, not knowing exactly which within that track,
Yeah.
what goes first, and eventually end up being frustrated and take away from the genuinity of the whole
Well,
of the whole suite.
that's why we really have the ACT program. If you go through the ACT program, you're going to follow the tools in order.
Correct.
It's if you want to do that. But there's a lot of people, they're going to come in, they're going to go, man, I'm to the point I need a video. So I don't want them to have to go through and do a bunch of stuff before they can create a video.
Yeah, what I meant by that is that you can have a toggle where it's automated, fully automated, or semi-automated, or no automated. You know what I'm saying? If you have a toggle point that way,
yeah, it's
it
probably
will suit quite a bit of different audience or populations.
It's not in the plans. It's not something that I'm gonna probably do because that's development time and cost that I don't think is necessary.
Gotcha.
So, Mr. McLean, you got something for us, sir?
I do. Hello, good morning, everyone. John, is this was this a hot tub fueled idea of yours?
It was. Yeah. That's what I do. I sit out there and soak in the warm water and go, what can I screw with next?
Yeah. I think that resonates. I get it. Hey, I just have a how the sausage is made kind of question for you. That's a really impressive set of tools, comprehensive from beginning to end, in what you introduced. I'm curious, prior to this, you still talked about different software good for different things, Gamma for images and Perplexity for this and whatnot. Are these different tools you have all kind of going to the one smart source, or are they, I'm just curious, are they pointed in different directions to strengthen their specific niche?
Well, they pull from different areas to get what I want done.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking.
Yeah. I guess what I'm asking, I mean, convenient is always the way to go, and so if I can get images from here and a video from there, it's just like you're saying, it saves me from having to have a membership here and a membership video there.
Yeah.
And I guess what I and I didn't realize this is a question I was asking, is there any, if we're not satisfied with it and you point it out, you can go back and change it, make the chicken bigger, or whatever it is. Is there any, and I know it's early, do you see any point in comparing it to something specific that does images or videos?
Well, there's some things that I probably won't tackle, like Gamma.
Okay.
Gamma is just too good. I can't compete with that.
Yeah.
I can't create a Gamma to make a tool inside here to add that. So
okay.
If it comes to presentations you need, I'm just going to use my referral link and send you to Gamma.
Yeah.
But all the rest, what I found with all the rest of the tools is, okay, these tools are easy. Like it's pretty easy to do the image stuff and do the video stuff and the editors and the text and all that stuff. So rather than having to buy, 20 tools, now you might need 5.
Right.
You might need Gamma and this one and, who knows, Perplexity.
Yeah.
So maybe you need 3. I don't know.
Yeah. But I just want to comment, when you showed, like, if you need this or need this or this, there was a demonstration through Perry's group. Someone demonstrated something the other day. And what he did, he just went fast. He did put this, put this, put this, put this, put this. And his philosophy, similar to yours, just build it out and then go back and make it perfect. But his whole thing is like, build it in, build it in, build it in. And what I'm pointing out with the tool you have, perfect or not, you can just go from A to Z, boom, 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 boom. And that seemed more conducive to completion and progress than getting stuck on this program with the perfect thing. So just saying, yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there is absolutely nothing perfect at all about it.
Right. But
it is in process, But what I'm doing, I'm building out my dream suite of tools for you
Yeah.
guys.
And it's like Tarzan swinging, you know, those Johnny Weissmuller's film. He would just swing from vine to vine, you know what I'm saying, and cover a lot of ground.
But
And this,
here's a question for you.
yeah.
Do you think I'm going to wait till it's perfect before I start selling it?
Oh, hell no.
You know
Yeah.
when I'm going to start selling it?
Beta link to being here today.
As soon as I go over to Kartra and put a buy button on a page, I'm going to start selling it. So
Yeah.
it'll basically be for sale this weekend.
Because you know the interesting thing about doing it, going from one to the other to the other, it's it, and I got to write this down. This is post note worthy. The thing I'm selling, the thing behind the thing I'm selling is momentum. That
Yes.
intangible thing. You know,
Yeah.
when we sell stuff and try to move someone along, I need to think about that. The invisible thing is momentum to keep them going, right?
Yeah. And here's for me, like my momentum,
Yeah,
I got to be very careful that I don't lose momentum because if I lose momentum, the whole machine goes down.
yeah,
So for me, if I were to take the point of view of, oh, it's got to be perfect before I sell it,
yeah,
I'll lose momentum and I'm going to throw in the towel. But
yeah,
I have the most momentum and I'm the most excited about building a tool and making it better when people are paying me to do it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm going to put it up for sale. I'm going to generate revenue and I'm going to be excited about what I'm doing. I'm building out a tool and making it better for everybody.
Can I suggest a sales copy line for you?
Sure.
Uh, this tool not only builds the elements, it builds your momentum
Yeah.
to
Oh,
getting, you know,
that.
to getting to sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is like all the stuff that you guys all need, and it's all the same stuff that keeps you from getting there. So
John,
it's like
how can you sell it if it's not complete, not working yet? I mean, you have to have a minimum viable product. What's the
oh,
threshold for that?
it's working. I mean, you saw it. I was creating images with it. Now I'm creating a video with it. It's just some of the tools are not quite ready yet. Some of them need some refinement. But you know, that's all like when you release a beta product, you get feedback on it. People are going to tell me what they like, what they don't like, what sucks, what's great. And then that will give me direction on, you know, where I go first to improve.
Also, hey John, that the time you'll need to get the rest of it in place will probably match the initial learning curve of people working with it. Like, you know what I mean? When even when someone starts working with it, there's a ramp up speed for them
Yeah.
just to, you know, I'm just saying.
See, like here's a perfect example. As that video was going, it choked. It choked on something. There was something it apparently didn't like. So that's a bug that needs to get ironed out. Not a big deal, just something that we need to deal with. So let me just start it up again. We'll use hip hop this time. Highlight.
John, that's one of the things I appreciate about you is because you're honest and open and we can see the process. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's what I've found, you know, in playing with the video generator. I've created several different videos now. Here was a really cool one. I got a testimonial from Linda on using Acquisition So she gave me that in an email. It was a text. I copied the text out. I went into the video generator and instead of putting a URL, I put text. And I pasted her testimonial in there and it turned it into an absolutely phenomenal video. Absolutely phenomenal. So I'll show you that in a minute, but let me just show you Franken AI. So this is the free version. This is exactly what you get when you download it. You go to new plan And you basically name your plan. I'll call this acquisition air. And then we'll go to website. We'll put the website in here. Acquisition air. You can provide additional context if you like. I'm gonna mute Richard out there for a little while. You can come back in when you like. Time zone. I'm gonna pick Pacific time zone. Start date. Well, go for today. I'm gonna pick Facebook as a platform. I could do multiple. I could do 4 of them. I don't have a Reddit or a Medium set up yet, but I do have those 4. I could say include image and objectives. So you can do increasing brand awareness, achieving levels of sales, attract new customers. So whatever your intent of this social media campaign is, maybe expanding to new markets, it's going to take the angle of whatever you want it to do. Here's the cool thing. You could create 10 different campaigns to do all kinds of things in the same social media platforms. So you'll have one post that's for sales, one post for attracting new customers, one for generating qualified leads. So you got all this stuff, reducing churn rate, maybe just giving them new good stuff to keep them coming back. So let's just do increase brand awareness. So let's see here. Every day, let's post it every day. We'll include the weekends. We'll include images. Here's where you could put a call to action. We'll just say buy now. And the URL.
Hey, John, are you including this Franken AI as part of your program, or do we have to purchase
This is a separate program. You all get this for free. It's already loaded up in Act. You can have it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so automatic extend task details. Yeah,
Thank you.
All right, so here I just set up the campaign. Now I'm going to take us to the next step. It's going to analyze the website. It's going to basically go through the page, and now it's creating the posts. It's creating a year's worth of social media campaign right here and now.
John, do you get to see things before it posts to social media?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's the posts each day. You can come in here and you can say publish now. You can say mark is completed. You can basically review everything.
Can you do a share screen?
We are sharing the screen right now. You not see it?
I'm not.
I think you're on. Does everybody else see my screen?
Yes, I see it.
Yep.
Yep, see it.
You're probably.
Yeah, I see it.
Swipe your screen if you're on your phone to get to the share screen.
So here, if you don't like this, you can delete the post. If you can come in here and you can edit it. If you like it and you say, hell, let's publish it right now. Just hit the button and off it goes.
John, I have an issue with my Facebook where it's not letting me do any boost or anything because it says I don't have enough interaction with my clients.
Okay. Yeah, that's Facebook is pretty picky about all that stuff. So
Go do a bunch of things on Facebook and get people to interact with you.
So notice here, it's just creating one per day. So since I picked 4 platforms, tomorrow it's going to do Facebook, and then it'll do Twitter, and then it'll do LinkedIn, and then Instagram, and then it'll roll back to Facebook. So basically, you'd get a Facebook post every 4 days. If you wanted a Facebook post every day, you just create a campaign for just Facebook and then let it hit it every day. If you wanted 2 Facebook posts every day, just create 2 campaigns just for Facebook, and you could have one at sales and one at, building your list, whatever, give some stuff away for free. But you can see it's writing stuff based on what it found on the website. Unleash the
What's
power
the
of
image?
AI.
Where can you preview the image, John?
Let's see here. I think I might not have checked the image thing off there. I thought I did, but I don't see it.
You know, when you had like the little arrows about each of the dates, maybe you have to click that.
Oh, here it is. I just needed to hit the instructions. So here's your images. So it's selected this image, which I don't particularly care for that. I'd probably go more with that one. So you can go through here, or if you want to upload your own images here, you can do that. And then you go ahead and save changes and away you go. You can also, the other thing this is going to do is this is going to keep track of the interaction in your social media campaigns. So as it sees people liking and disliking, it's going to know what your audience likes and doesn't like, and then it can adjust for that as it goes forward. Because what it does, it creates like a week's worth, and then it'll run through, and then it'll create another week based on what it learned from last week's consumption. So very, very cool stuff.
So do you think this would help me with my not being able to do anything in Facebook? Would this help with my interaction then, per se?
It could, yeah, absolutely.
I'm just not sure what to do about that situation right
Because if
now at this point.
you probably don't have any interaction because you're not active in your Facebook campaign.
Right.
So
Okay.
this would help create that interaction.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was stumped. I was like, why am I having issues? So, okay, great. Thank you.
Hey, John, I have a question to ask you. As you're describing this, and you can post to here and there and there, it kind of rings a bell like the lesson learned in acquisition error, to do separate campaigns, instead of like one big campaign with all the different keywords.
Yes, exactly.
Really, so maybe like start with Facebook, or one, start with one at a time, work through it, get it so anyway, and then segment it and then add on to your scope. Okay.
Yeah, like if you had, let's say, 3 services and you had a sales page for each service, you could take the copy of that sales page and you could create one campaign or one plan around that. And then you could select what kind of action you were looking for and all that good stuff. So where you get this, let me go over here. Let me see here.
So if you have a successful campaign, that you want and whatnot, and you're running with one social media, can you just copy the campaign and the with the logo and the content and just copy it and paste it in a separate campaign to a separate social media platform?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So when you guys log into the ACT program itself, you'll notice there's been some changes in here. There's been some stuff that's been removed in anticipation of what's coming. And then also under AI, if you go in here and you go to the Dominator AI tools, you'll see this is coming. This is the ACT AI suite, which is Quantum. You've got Build a Becky. Here's your Franken AI. So if you click here to get Franken AI right now, it will take you to the page to create your account, and it puts in the free link so you get it for free. So that's available, ready to go. So that's all the AI tools that that are coming and in there. And then let's see, like analysis. Yeah, I removed several of the things out of there. That's the overview. Using AI to reveal profitable segments. So that's a new section. And this is all stuff that is being developed, like using AI to create your avatar. You know, the avatar creation process was a real pain in the ass for a lot of people. So this stuff, and it's not there yet, but it's coming soon. So you can see what I'm working on. Competitor analysis, using AI for competitor research. That is like one of the coolest things ever, is being able to figure out what your competitors are doing and who their markets are and all their messaging. That's really, really a cool feature. So anyway, if you want the Franken AI, just go in here, click on the AI and the Dominator AI tools, and it's on that page. And that one's ready to go. That one's, you can go ahead, play with it. Have a ball with that one.
Hey, John, I have a question.
Okay.
Can you use the Franken AI to create content from other people's websites, not necessarily your own?
You bet. If you got a URL, you can plug it in.
Okay, but like if it's, say, like, do you have to be careful about like copyright infringement though, like images, etc.?
It's not grabbing images from them.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's creating its own AI images in here.
Oh, perfect.
So let's see here. All right, so we'll go back here, and then you can see here's all the upcoming tasks. You can go through, you can review all these before they get posted, and you can go under plans, and there's the plan we just created. There's also training. So you can go under the training page, and there's training on all the pieces. Let's see. All right. So that's about it with Franken AI. Pretty simple tool to use.
I'm gonna play with it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So this thing seems to be stumped. We've probably broken it with our last update. But in the meanwhile, let me go over to Kartra, and I'll go down here to media. Okay, so this is made from basically just text. So this is from Linda's testimonial, her case study, and we'll pull that up and see. So it's got the logo up there. That's where I was showing you. You can put the logo into it. And the red, it basically highlights the word as it's being said. So here we go.
Discover how a top real estate professional turned to Acquisition Air's AI prospecting tool to break free from traditional lead generation struggles. In a competitive market, finding high-value leads without intrusive methods like cold calling or expensive ads was a challenge. By implementing Acquisition Air's AI tool, they identified high-quality prospects and nurtured them through an engaging 8-email campaign. Adjusting their approach, the revised emails saw a significant increase in engagement, proving the tool's effectiveness. Verification revealed that 98% of the leads were accurate, demonstrating precision and reliability. Over 6 months, valuable content and strategic follow-up led to an impressive 25% conversion rate. 2 high-value properties, worth over $3 million each, were successfully listed. highlighting the impact of modern technology in real estate. Take the next step in revolutionizing your real estate business with Acquisition Air's AI prospecting tool today.
So how much more effective do you think that video would be than just her written testimonial posted? And it did all of that. It created all the images, it created the voice. I gave it the script, but it created everything else. And then you guys saw the Franken AI video, or maybe you didn't. This video was created by the same tool. I gave it the URL just like what we're doing now. It seems to be choking for some reason right now, but I'll show you this one. This was the same thing. I took the sales page for Franken AI, put it in, and it created this
Introducing
video.
our new FNA, an AI software for social media called Frank NAI, the all-in-one AI-driven solution for automating social media content creation and posting for businesses. Imagine having a year's worth of engaging content for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and more, all generated based on your unique input. FNA doesn't just create content, it also auto-generates comprehensive marketing plans to build your brand, grow your followers, and increase sales. With built-in scheduling features, you can ensure your posts go live at the optimal times without lifting a finger. Yes, FNA integrates directly with your social media platforms, streamlining your entire content creation and posting process. Say goodbye to the constant struggle of maintaining consistent, high-quality social media content. FNA is designed to save you time, boost your brand awareness, and drive genuine engagement. And there's more. FNA comes with various upgrades and bonuses to further enhance its powerful features. Whether you're a social media marketer or an agency, FNA is the ultimate tool to elevate your content strategy. Join the future of social media marketing with Frank NAI and transform the way you create and manage content today. FNA is exclusively available to Dominators, not imitators. Thanks for watching.
So pretty cool video, just, literally shat out by putting in a URL. Libby, you're muted out there.
Good, thank you. Okay, that was cool. Okay, so my question is twofold. The thing that you did with Linda's drop the text in and it did that. Did you do that through the AI Video Genesis or did you do that through the Franken?
Yeah. No, that was Genesis.
Okay, and on the AI Video Genesis, is that available in the Act? Because under the resources, I didn't see it back there.
No, this whole suite is not available yet.
Okay.
We're still playing with the programmers and trying to get this thing. I'm not sure if maybe we have to stay on the page, because what I kept doing, I kept leaving the page, and I think that was breaking the creation process.
Well, you kept the tab open though, so you actually didn't really leave it.
I did, but what I noticed when I came back, the timer was the same time as when I left it.
Oh.
So I think
most likely that's what happened.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, because some of the program that I have used before, if you don't stay within the same tab, if you navigate away from it, it breaks it.
Let's try it one more time. And I'll just stay on here and we'll just
And my other question was, can you determine how long you want the videos to be?
Yes.
Okay. Because I didn't see that anywhere there either.
Yeah, you can tell it how many frames you want.
I would have no idea. Like if I wanted to run
number,
like a minute, I get
right
you.
here,
I get it.
number of slides, estimated duration.
Okay, good.
1 minute, 12 seconds.
Okay, good.
So if you did 9, see how the time's going up?
Sure. Okay, got it.
Okay, let's do landscape. All right, so I'm going to do it again and we'll just stay on this page. I won't leave the page this time. So we can just talk. Or anybody got questions or anything? Well, this is hopefully doing its thing this time.
Hey, John, it's Tim here. I was just trying to log into my Act portal and it's giving me, I just tried to reset the password. It won't even let me do that. It gives me a password and it still tells me it's invalid.
Okay, I'll shoot me an email and I'll take a look at it for you.
Can you choose a different AI voice for your video? I loved the
Yes.
testimonial, but just in case like you wanted a different vibe, you have like
Yes.
options.
Uh-huh. When you do that, I picked Adam. I think there's about 30 different voices, and there's a preview on the voice right there. Like there, if you notice next to Adam, there was a little play button where you could hear a preview of his voice. And there's male, there's female, there's different accents, there's different dialects, there's quite a few to choose from. And then same thing with the music. You could change the music, and then you can also change the volume of the narrator versus the volume of the music. I found like in the Franken AI, I had the music up way too high. It was kind of drowning out the voice. So I usually turn the music way down and the voice way up. So you definitely have that ability to do that.
So you can create a video out of each of your testimonials if you wanted, huh?
You absolutely can.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you could. There's so many things that you could do to create videos. I mean, that's one of the biggest hangups for me. I know how powerful video content is, but I haven't been doing it because the videos are so hard to like come by. Like for me to create a marketing video like that, I would have to go over to Fiverr or something, find somebody, try and communicate what I wanted. And then, they're going to do something I absolutely hate. I guarantee it right out of the gate. And then I got to go back and forth with them and I'll settle for something that's mediocre at best. And here, if I don't like what it created, I just go back and, push a button and make a new one. Or you can actually go in, you can see this is a video I created yesterday just to test it. And it was the same thing. I just did my own site, Internet Dominators, made it inspirational. Now, if I don't like the content, I can go in and I can edit any part of it. I can edit the script, I can edit the images, and then I just hit redo and it just creates based on the edits that I just made to it. So it's really cool. It's just like in video. If you go to InVideo, it's the same basic thing. It's just another subscription now that you're paying for. So this just has them all socked into one.
Is this available for us to play around with currently in our act?
It will be this weekend.
Oh, okay, great.
There's a few things like I really just got the interface set up yesterday. I've had all the tools piecemealed out and I've been playing with them for a while. But yesterday was when I finally created, and I used this machine actually to create all my icon images.
Oh, wow, that's great.
I used Perplexity to create the name of the tools and the description of the tools and the image prompts. And then I used this, I took the image prompts and put them in here to create all the little icon buttons for all the tools. So once this does its thing, I'll go back and I'll show you what I'm talking about, but it created all that. Now I'm working on creating the hero images for it, like for the sales page. So I'm using the tool to create its own promotional material. So it's really, really cool. Talk about a flywheel. I mean, my flywheel is starting to move. I've got Brady is going to go over and start marketing in Alignable and basically giving away the Franken AI tool to start building our base. And once they come in, they're going to opt in. I'll use a Kartra opt-in page. The thank you page will give them the software. It'll also opt them into a sequence to sell them on the need for ACT and also the need for this tool, which is inside ACT. So we'll have, I don't know if I'm going to do, and this is something, maybe you guys can give me some feedback on. Should I just raise the price of the monthly act to $49.95 and include this? Or should I keep it split and remain at 29 and then another 20 to add on?
As cool as it is, John, keep the price the same and price it separately.
Yeah, I'd keep us
Yeah, do
split.
two different levels, John.
That's what I was.
Yeah,
That
I
was,
think that's a good idea. Mhm.
yeah, that was my initial thought. So that way anybody in ACT can get it as an add-on, and anybody outside ACT can just pay the $50 a month for it and get ACT or not.
Well, I was gonna say act VIP.
Yeah, I was going to say ACT AI.
Act AI, yeah.
Like that.
It's the ACT AI suite.
I like that a lot, John.
Yeah.
It's offer a package
Yeah.
deal. It's like, you offer a package deal, but then you offer it separately.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to buy them separately, it costs more, but you can do a package deal that you can get all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I think Franken AI, I'll just keep that one free forever, because that really, my whole purpose there was just for a lead gen. I mean, you guys know how I feel about social media. It's like, it makes me want to throw up every time I think about it. But, this is a perfect example. Don't do things in marketing based on how you feel. It doesn't matter how I feel. It matters how the market feels. And the market feels very strongly about social media. So even though the thought of social media makes me want to throw up, should I not build them a tool and make them happy? Yeah, I should. I should.
And then you can also just delegate it out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
It's somebody's joy where it's your wow.
yeah, and I mean that goes back to the example I used when I was in the t-shirt business with my brother, and we were creating fish shirts, but we were creating the wrong fish because I was doing fish that I liked, which is like the top of the pyramid. I was doing swordfish shirts. The amount of people that fish for swordfish is like the smallest amount of people on the planet. Whereas everybody was saying, you need a bass shirt. I'm like, bass? That's bait. I'm not going to make a bass shirt and wear it. Hell no. I'd be embarrassed. I fish for these big things with swords on them, So that mentality cost me a lot of money. I basically created the most expensive wardrobe you've ever heard of and couldn't sell them. I mean, I saturated the market in an afternoon. And then
but that lesson you learned and now you teach to all of us. So it was $1 million lesson.
Oh, it was way more than $1 million.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally. So the idea of, and I know you guys hear this in masterminds all the time, do what you love. Well, there's a little bit of truth in that. Do what you need to do so you can do what you love. That's my spin on that. Like for me, social media, I'm going to do what I need to do because that's going to get me what I love, which is freedom. If I can give away a social media tool, make a whole bunch of people happy, and then sell them up into the rest of my product suite and go off and spend the rest of my days on the boat, mission accomplished.
There's a lot of people who stick into that, and I've seen it, and we've seen it in the masterminds we are in, of people being, well, do what you love. And they're like, well, I love to do this, but it doesn't make me any money. Well, it's because you haven't realized where the customers are and what they're buying.
Yeah, exactly.
You can wait a minute. You can go fishing for swordfish all you want, all right. But if you keep using that 20-cent worm out of your garden, you're not going to catch many swordfish.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And that's the whole purpose of ACT. That was the whole meaning and reasoning for creating ACT, was so people would understand the process of business starts with analysis. Even product creation. A lot of companies, this happens. I've seen this in actual ad agencies. A company will build a product. They got a lot of money to market it, so they'll go hire an agency. They'll go to the agency, and the agency will start with analysis. And in a lot of cases, the agency will come back to the client and say, we can't sell your product. Nobody wants it. This is what we've discovered in our analysis. There's no market for it, or they don't understand it, or they don't want it flat out. But what they'll always do is they will say, here's what we discovered that they do want. So take this to your product development team and throw that other idea out the window and build this, and we can sell it for you. So, like most of the stuff that I've built for sale came from analysis. Most of it was from people asking me to do it. It wasn't from me just, going, oh, I think this would be cool. Let me spend a bunch of my time and money and effort to build this and see if anyone will buy it. That's not where my stuff came from. Outside of that t-shirt thing, that was a disaster. But in the internet marketing space, almost everything I've done was based on what the market wanted, not what I liked. And even prior to that, when I got into the special effects photography business, it wasn't because I had a passion for photography. It was where I could make the most money with the least amount of effort. That is why I entered into that business. That's why I learned that business and did that business. It created a freedom lifestyle for me with a minimal amount of effort, and it paid me like there was no other industry was going to pay me the kind of money I made there. And that was a great world and a great life until Photoshop came along and destroyed it. What I did doesn't exist anymore. That whole industry just poof up in smoke. It's gone. It's not even, most people don't even remember it. So, but that created the internet, that moved me into what I'm doing now. So it's just the idea of that you see what's happening, you adjust, and you conquer. So this thing is still stuck. I'm going to have to go back to my programmer and find out what it's stuck on. Let
Or
me,
just stop it, and you know how you reboot everything and then
it might actually be because we've got the Zoom window open.
yeah, Zoom sucks a lot of power off of a computer.
So I'll continue to let it run. Maybe I'll stop the share here. We'll let it run in the background and see if it finishes it off. But you get the idea. You put a URL in and it creates a video, and you've actually seen a couple of the videos that it created. So it's a pretty cool deal. But like I said, I mean, the whole thing is in beta. It's being developed. I am going to release it this weekend, so it will be available to you guys at that point. But just understand and know it's not a perfect thing, and it's getting worked on, and it's going to just keep getting better and better. But even as it is, it's pretty awesome. It's definitely worth $20 a month. That's for sure. So good stuff. Let me go back and see. Yeah, it's still not doing its thing. So I apologize for that, but you get the.
Can you just show us the one you said you did a test one yesterday? Can you just show us that one?
Yeah. So that one's here. I'll load that one.
Unlock limitless possibilities with Internet Dominators' comprehensive online marketing automation services for 2023. From website development to scalable traffic solutions, we've got.
So right there from 2023, that tells me I haven't updated my copyright stamp yet. So it's grabbing the information off my website.
You covered starting at just $999. Experience features like responsive designs, domain registry, FTC and ADA compliance, and ultra-fast hosting. Our ASIC marketing protocol offers unparalleled training and support through live events and ongoing mentoring. Founded by SEO authority and international speaker John Limbacher, we bring you proven strategies since 1995. Enhance your traffic, leads, and customer acquisition with our expert services. Special offers include free strategy sessions and marketing resources like attention-grabbing icons. Join us at Internet Dominators and achieve groundbreaking marketing results today.
I think she misspelled your name too.
Yeah, so she misspelled my name, and she also misspelled the ACT program. They called it the ACID program. So basically for that, what I would do, let me see here. Let me go
John,
back.
can you edit the frames like the slides?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what you
could
are.
edit. So
Yeah.
I could come in here and I could change the copyright to 2024. You know, you can make all the changes, all your edits. If you want to change the image, you can change the image too. You can regenerate the image, or you can upload one if you've got one that you like in particular. But let's say that image, we don't like it, we want to change it. It's just going to regenerate a new image for you. Let's see how long it takes to do a new image for us. You can also alter the advanced settings to it too. So there's our new image, and it's basically generating the image off of this. So unlock limitless possibilities is kind of what's gearing that change. So here I clicked on the advanced settings. If you wanted to change the name, like Delilah, you were asking about the names. Here's all the names that you have to choose from. And let's see. So if you want to see what a different name, like if we want to see what Grace sounds like, we can play her. That's the pop. Here's the one.
Welcome to our AI-powered platform. Your creativity is our command.
So that's Grace. We can see.
Welcome to our AI-powered platform. Your creativity is our command.
So when you find the voice you want, you lock it in and away you go. I like Adam, this guy.
Welcome to our AI-powered platform. Your creativity is our command.
His voice has a very familiar ring to it because his voice has been used in so many different marketing campaigns that that's why I like to use Adam. And
He
then
sounds like Earl Nightingale, doesn't he, John?
yeah, but if you want country,
Sounds like a humanoid.
and then here you can keep exact wording, or you can let it like enunciate things differently. So you can, like I say, you can go through here and you can change this stuff. Like here's a perfect example. It got my name right, but when it did the video, it misspelled it. And that's where if we went in here and we did exact wording, that would prevent that.
Is there a maximum scenes that you can do, or
No, you can add a scene here if you want.
as many as you want?
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, I don't think there's a limitation to it.
That's well.
So it's a pretty cool little program.
Yeah, because you can actually put a whole course in this, do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I was talking about the images. So all of these images were generated with the ACT Imager. So I took the scripts from Perplexity that, it was all the image prompts and created all these images. And then right now I'm working on the hero image. So this is the one of the hero images that I'm playing around with for creating the banner of the website. And here's some other ones that I've generated with it. So you just put in your prompt, and if you don't know how to prompt, you can always just go over to Perplexity and say, here's what I'm trying to get. What image prompt should I use? And then here you can do the emotions that you want. If you want it photorealism, you can do the aspect ratio. And there's advanced options. You know, you can tell it who the audience is, so it can really dial in. See, this is where if you don't really know how to image prompt, you could just come in and check this stuff off and just not even do the prompting. Just put a basic prompt. All this stuff is going to dial in the prompt for you. So with all of this, it's writing probably a 2-page prompt on top of what you tell it up here. And you don't have to know how to do all of that stuff. And let's see, quantum icons. Yeah, so you can create different projects. Like this is in the default project. We've got quantum icons. Okay, so this one hasn't generated any. I just created a category for it. But you can create as many different folders. Like if you're working on different projects and you don't want them to get all jumbled up, just go in here and create a new project. And then when you create all your images or your videos, they'll be in that project folder. And then also when you go over here, you'll notice somewhere there's the vault. Here's the file vault. Everything that you create will be stored in the vault. So like your AI videos will be in the vault folder. So that's our Internet Dominator in the vault. And then images, there's all of your images. Business handshake. And you can also, like if you want to rename these, you can come in here and you can rename them. You can download them, copy them, share them, delete them, move them to a folder. Whatever you want to do. You can create as many folders as you want. You can even upload your own files, and you can use this vault as your own private, file storage and sorting. Here it says you got 5 terabytes.
So does it, I'm actually looking at here, this is the main vault, but it's not, you can sort it by folder.
Yeah, so here you could create new folders over here in the main vault. Right. And then when you're inside, like let's say we're inside the videos, we could create new folders inside the video folder.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So it's very robust as far as a file vault.
I like it.
There's a lot of cool stuff in here. I mean, it would take me a week to go through each one of these tools and proposals. Like, all right, I'm going to fess up. This one was for Richard. Richard has asked me about proposals on everything I've ever released. So this is a proposal tool for Richard to make his proposals.
Thank you, John.
So I'm listening.
Which one, John?
The perfect proposal.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So here
I need glasses.
So you put the business name in here and then their website, and it will generate a proposal based on their website. And then obviously you edit it, you put in your unique stuff of whatever you want to sell them, but it'll at least generate a nice professional looking proposal for you.
Wow, this is amazing, John. I'm so
Can
grateful
you,
for you.
with the perfect proposal, can I upload like a DocuSign contract and have it kind of like streamline that? And
well, all you have to do is just copy the contents out of the DocuSign and just paste it in as your content inside the proposal.
okay.
So it'll make you, the proposal, and I haven't really played around with it too much, but I think it'll grab, stuff off their website and make it look like, hey, you spent some time looking at their stuff to do this for them.
Okay.
So lots of lots of stuff to play with here. At the risk of derailing you guys with just so many squirrels and shiny objects, I'm doing this anyway. So let's see. Yeah, so it's just something stuck in Video Genesis here about this. So you know what it might be? My programmer told me that Becky was going to cause a problem, and it might be that the Becky bot is popping up in front of it as it's trying to analyze the website. So I might need to turn the Becky bot off.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, like a pop-up that when you land on the page and
Yeah,
it's
that's-
interfering.
That's what happened. You have a mistress, Becky.
Yeah, she's causing problems. But anyway, this weekend you guys can play with
That's
it, put your
exciting. Thank you.
put your website in, and just see what you get, see what you come up with.
So all of this is it, like we log into Act and then just go to the AI part, and then it's all in there and we can play with it.
Yes. Well, it's not in there yet. The Franken AI is in there. If you go to the AI tab in Act,
Yeah.
you'll see the link to get the Franken AI. So that one's up. That one's ready for you to play with. You can create your social media. Any feedback you give me next week, we'll pop back on, and you can tell me if you love it, hate it. Hate me for giving you a new shiny toy that spent your whole week.
And for
what level Frank AI did you get, John?
It's the base level.
Is there extra cost to get the other part or what?
Well, the only thing I've actually got in there available is just that one level.
I see.
So the only thing that you're not getting with it is the the ability to create accounts and edit people's accounts and all that stuff. But it's fully functional. As far as the functions and the features, it's the whole program.
Well, thank
Does the feature, I'm sorry, Jim, give me 1 second. Does the feature, does it go by pages? Like for instance, if you have a Facebook and you have different pages.
Well, it goes by plans. So you create a plan and you tell it, on this plan, I want to do this for Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. And it would basically do a post each day, and it'll do Facebook one day, LinkedIn one day, Twitter the next day. If you wanted to do like just a full-fledged every day on Facebook, just create a plan for that, and then create another one for LinkedIn and another one for Twitter and another one for Instagram.
Correct. I understand that, but my question is, when you have, for instance, a Facebook, or if you have, for instance, a LinkedIn, you may have a specific page, not your personal page, but a page for the business. Let's say that, do you have the capacity to choose which page do you want that particular posting to go to?
Yeah, you do that. You create that in your settings for the campaign.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want it to go to a business page, you just set that in your settings.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, just a couple ideas and a question on the video software. I noticed when you put acquisition error, you left out the HTTPS://. I don't know if that'll make a difference. And in the second block where it was asking for a website, I think it was the call to action. You put HTTP instead of HTTPS. I don't know if that would make a difference either.
Having the S left off shouldn't make a difference, but yeah, it does need the HTTP://.
Okay.
Did I not put that in?
No, you just put acquisitionerror.com.
No, you just put acquisition error.
Oh, well, that is the problem then.
And then my second question is, what's your affiliate percentage going to be on this?
It's probably going to be the same as everything else. It'll be 50% on the front, 25% on the back.
Nice.
I tend to like to stick to that, make it simple.
If you have two different businesses, can you set up the Facebook or the campaigns for the different business A and also campaign for business B?
Yep. Yep. That shouldn't be a problem.
John, you were saying that it will do daily posts and you can choose inspirational or whatever. Can you give it more content in terms of if you're going to be doing things that are a bit more promotional related, that you can actually specify what the promotion is and things about that? And
Yeah. And instead of giving it your website, you can train it with documents. So you could go in and you could use Perplexity to create your social media profile of here's the angle, here's the tone, here's all that. And then you load that up. And instead of it just reading your website, trying to decipher what you want out of your website, you're basically telling it. So the website's the easy cheater mode. What I would do is I would really kind of engineer the thing a lot more than just taking your website and let it figure it out. And, maybe it will, maybe it won't. I would take a much more proactive angle and work with the AI, work with Perplexity or something to write your script, write your content, and then feed that in and say, here's what we're doing. Make it promotional, make it inspirational, make it salesy, and let it go from there. But yeah, your base prompt, and here's the thing, if you have a shitty website, guess what? It's going to create you shitty content. It's just like I was saying with when you're using AI, the more you can talk to the AI and get it to give you good output, that's the whole reason for the quantum tool. We are wrapping all these tools with our prompting. So we're making it easy for you, where now you can go in and you can just put the cheater text in of, I want an alligator playing golf, or I want a tiger playing golf. And if you put tiger playing golf in any other AI tool and it didn't have the wrappers on it, you wouldn't get those beautiful images. You'd get some line drawing of a tiger in a golf club. You wouldn't get him on a golf course, with a lake and the palm trees and all that stuff. That's because of the wrappers and the prompting padding that we're putting on for you to make it easy. So that's the difference around it. So yeah, I would say the website is great if you've got good sales copy. Like I know Acquisitionaire, the sales copy is good on the website. So that's why I was using that one as an example. But if you've just got, like you saw with Internet Dominators is not good on sales copy. Internet Dominators is kind of all over the place. It's showing a bunch of different stuff that we do. And that's why that video wasn't really, in my opinion, that effective. Yeah, it talked about Internet Dominators and it had a lot of stuff that it covered, but it didn't go in depth on anything because there's no copy for it to do so from the website. It's just kind of a menu. It was more of a, oh yeah, they have this and that and the other thing. That was, kind of the point of that video. And that was because of the content I fed it. So like I said, if you've got crappy content on your website and you use the website as your prompt, it's going to be mediocre. I did that, just as an example. So what it tells me is my website sucks. So I should go back and fix that. And I got to tell you, now with AI, there's really no reason for me to have stuff that sucks. There just isn't. It's so easy to fix it. Like you guys saw how fast and easy it was for me to create the whole Acquisitionaire website, sales pages, webinars, campaigns. AI did it all. It was so easy for me to knock that whole thing out start to finish. It was ridiculous. It's just I never went back and did that for Internet Dominators. And
John, what process did you use to create that whole sequence? Because I actually really want to get a website up for my art and also for Rich's business, and it was so impressive what you did. And I don't recall which mentor session it was when you did it. So
I'm pretty sure I actually put that in the AI book and updated when I updated the AI book.
Oh.
I put the prompts in there and the PDF that went with the prompt. And but yeah, I use Perplexity pretty
Is
much.
Perplexity only a tool in Kartra, or is it?
No. Perplexity is perplexity.ai.
Okay.
It's an online AI tool just like ChatGPT, but it's made more for businesses. And I've never paid for Perplexity. I've always just used the free version of it. The free version has been just fine for everything I've ever wanted to do. So,
That's great. No, I always thought for some reason I had the wrong impression that it was part of Kartra's back end, like a.
no, it doesn't have anything to do with Kartra.
Oh my goodness, thank
It's
God.
it's its own, it's its own standalone platform. So you've got Perplexity, which I feel is the best one that I've used for business purposes. And then you've got Claude, which Claude it's more of a large language model. So if you're doing big stuff, like let's say you're analyzing a book or you want to write really long content, you want to write a book, Claude is a better solution than than using Perplexity. I'll give you a perfect example. When I told Perplexity yesterday, I said, I want you to combine all the stuff you've given me into one document so I can easily look and compare. And what it did, it spit out like the first two products and it was perfect. And I had to say continue. And then it spit out the next two. And I had to keep telling it continue because it's not made for very large language models.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have done that in Claude, it would have just, spat the whole thing out in one shot. So this is another thing, I know a lot of you guys have heard you got to write a book and all this stuff. It's so easy to write a book with AI. It's ridiculous. You can, whatever you're doing, there's probably a book already on it somewhere. All you have to do is download that book, copy the text out of the book, paste it into Claude and say, could you please analyze this book and rewrite it in a shorter format at a third grade level in my tone. I'm more on the light side of things. I use a little humor, whatever you want. And in a few minutes, you'll have a book.
In Claude, is there a free version in Claude, or do you have to pony up?
Claude, I think is like $20 a month.
Yeah, and
So,
I know that Claude has access to the internet, so it's real time, whereas
yes.
ChatGPT doesn't. It's a year behind usually, even in the paid version.
Yes.
Is Claude really up to date now, John? Because Gemini is up to date because that's Google. And I was going to ask you, have you compared Claude and Gemini? Because Claude, last time I used it, still was back at 2022.
Yeah, I haven't actually used Gemini. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't actually used it yet. So there's.
What's the difference between Claude and Poe?
Well, I think Poe.
Poe is the master website where if you subscribe to Poe, you get all of them. You got Claude's in there, Gemini, everything in the whole thing is there. But the reason I use Gemini is because Gemini is up to 1 million characters now. So it's
Yeah, so that's what you want. You want more of a large language model if you're doing book stuff.
But if you use it, John, and you have your proprietary information, doesn't it go into Google's massive, like, we now will churn this out for anybody searching? Like, won't it be disruptive if you have proprietary IP?
Well,
That's what I'm
it's on the internet. There's nothing proprietary on the internet, especially with AI. You know, AI is churning all kinds of data. There's no real way to, you know, like hide or protect or anything
yeah,
like
there
that.
isn't. So that's been my dilemma. I haven't wanted to.
And as long as, you know, as long as it's changing it to a certain percentage, then, you know, all that stuff applies.
Yeah, Ali, you didn't have to wait for AI to come out when safe browsing since what was it, John? 2015 ended it all. When John's private documents are on the web behind
Oh yeah, that's right, Richard. I remember that now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
that
we're all
was
hacked.
2006.
Oh God. I know Rich laughs at me and he's because I think I have a shred of privacy left and he just laughs. So, oh well. Good God.
We
All
know
right.
what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh,
All right. So anyway, I've been busy, you know, I haven't been saying too much. I've been kind of quiet, but I've been churning stuff out under the water. But
fish in
anyway,
deep water.
I will get this thing up and available so you guys can start playing with it this weekend. And but you're free to play with Franken AI right now. It's ready to go. It's up. Yeah. Go ahead, create your account and start playing. You can even do this for customers. If you've got clients, you could use Franken AI to charge them to run their social media campaigns. You know, what would somebody pay to have a post done on 4 social media platforms every day? You know, $100 a month. I'm sure they'd pay $100 a month for that. That would be a total bargain. How long would it take you to do it? Like 5 minutes for $100 a month? Probably a pretty good deal. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, does Frank and I AI like I think you generated a quick campaign and the image was like way off subject. If
Yeah,
you select images, add your own images, have them redo images, does it learn from that and do a better job
it should.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rest of the year?
Yeah. Franken AI really wasn't developed by my team. Franken AI was a product that came out a couple months ago. And what I did, I bought one of the reseller rights to it so I could literally give it away as my own product.
Nice.
I didn't relabel it. It's the product is called Franken AI. You can find it in JV Zoo, you know, if you want to buy a master copy of it or whatever, but it's the same thing as what I'm giving you.
Nice. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I don't really know too much about the, you know, the quality of the back end. But from what I saw, you know, it was pretty much outside of the images, and you can upload your own images too. You could use Quantum to create, you know, a bunch of images and just upload the images randomly in there. Say, use these. These are what you have available to you.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to, review and improve for a month or two and then have it do a much better job down in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Let me take one last look here.
Imagine having the power. Imagine having the.
All right. So you want to see the video it chunked out? I guess I'm not sharing the screen anymore.
Yeah.
I think it was the Zoom that was preventing the video. So here is the acquisition error video. 51 seconds long.
Imagine having the power to control internet traffic and direct high-intent buyers straight to your offerings. Meet Acquisition Air, a revolutionary AI-driven lead generation system created by the team of geniuses over at Internet Dominators. By monitoring search behaviors and leveraging big data, Acquisition Air identifies potential customers at the peak of their search journey. It delivers their contact information in real time, enabling instant follow-up through any CRM software. This drastically increases your chances of conversion and reduces advertising costs. Acquisition Air offers scalable solutions for both agencies and businesses, providing instant high-quality leads. Forget outdated SEO and PPC methods. Acquisition Air positions you ahead of your competition. Join the revolution today and watch your business soar with Acquisition Air.
So that was a decent video because it got decent content from the website. So it pulled that script right off the website and churned that video out just off of putting in the URL. So again, I could go in and I could edit that video. I could edit the text in it. I could put more slides in, whatever I wanted to do. But the cheater mode is just put the website in and see what you get. And that was pretty decent from just putting in a website and not really giving it any direction outside of that.
Yeah, that was really great.
That's some serious horsepower at your fingertips.
Impressive.
So, all right. Well, anything else before we wrap up? You guys like Quantum? You think we're in good shape there with Quantum?
Very much so, John.
Very much so.
And you guys thought Acquisition Air was all I had left in me. You thought that was my final hurrah.
No, we know better than that, Limbacher.
There's a little more fuel in the tank. All right, guys. Well, hey, this was really cool. I'm glad I finally got to show you what was under the hood in that. It's been gnawing at me for the last month and a half. I'm like, oh, I want to share this. I want to share this. But there it is finally, and then we'll get it out to you this weekend. So, all right. Well, have a great week, and we'll be back regular time next week.
Well, thank you so much. This is so exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is exciting.
Good stuff.
You are the internet dominator god. Have a great week, everybody. Love you all.
Okay, you too.
Take care.